family, welcome back to the channel. Welcome once again to the new year, guys. I'm so excited to have you here. Today's video is going to be about preparing your own DIY shampoo, specifically and particularly black soap shampoo using African black soap. So this is my African black soap and it's wrapped. This wrapped black soap is the original one, the undiluted one, and this is how you know that it's original and undiluted. It comes wrapped like this, and you can purchase this at your local market if you have a local market close to you. Otherwise, you may have to purchase it online if you don't have a local market close to you. So this is African black soap, and this is the African black soap I have been buying and using to make my shampoo for years. It's also the African black soap that I typically use to take my bath every single day. So what you see me do here is simply cutting up my black soap, the quantity that I'm going to use. As you can see, the piece on the right is bigger than the piece on the left, so I ended up using the piece on the right to prepare my shampoo. Actually, I ended up using all of this black soap here to prepare my shampoo, including this piece that I'm wrapping currently, because I used a little bit too much water when I made the initial quantity, and so it was too watery. I had to make it thicker, so I ended up putting in the remainder of the black soap. The next thing you want to do is to shave your black soap into smaller pieces to aid dissolution, that's to aid dissolving. So that's what I'm doing here, and the black soap is not particularly strong. It's a very soft soap, so you want to make sure that you cut it into smaller pieces. Regardless of the fact that it's very soft, it does not dissolve easily unless cut into smaller pieces. So that's what I'm doing here. By the way, guys, if you're new to this channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you like the content you see on here. Kindly go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell beside so you'll be notified whenever I post new content. Old subscribers, thank you so much. You guys are the realest. Everyone, kindly go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. That's hit that like button to help with engagement. It enables this video to appear multiple times across YouTube for people who need to see content like this. Thank you all so much. Now let's get back to our video. So I'm still cutting up my black soap, and if you can, you want to make sure that your pieces are as small as possible. This will enable the black soap to dissolve faster. My pieces are a bit chunky here, but I was able to get them to dissolve. So I'm still cutting up the soap, and I'm going to go ahead and cut everything up before I soak it in hot water. The method for preparation of this black soap shampoo is very simple. You don't need much. You just need your black soap, some hot water, and a bunch of your favorite hair oils. You may or may not include preservatives. I don't include preservatives in mine, and it still lasts for a fairly long time, so you can choose to add preservatives to yours. That's optional. So I'm done chopping up my soap. I'm going to proceed to mix the ingredients together. One of the ingredients I'm going to be using is some shea butter, and I'm using my whipped shea butter because it's already made. You can use some raw shea butter. Just make sure that you add some shea butter. So I'm going to use about 2-3 tablespoonfuls of this. Now, the quantity of each ingredient you're going to add depends on the quantity of black soap that you're going to use, even the quantity of water that you're going to need. So I'm going to include my shea butter. Shea butter adds to the softness of your soap. It also adds to the moisturizing quality of your shampoo. And I know that it's just shampoo, but you need to make sure that your shampoo turns out as nice as possible and as beneficial for your hair as possible. You want to also make sure that you don't include any ingredients that contain sulfates. All of these ingredients here are sulfate free, and as such they will not cause any harm or damage to your hair. So the water that I used was actually not boiling hot. You can also use boiling hot water for this. It will make your soap and your ingredients dissolve faster and melt into each other better. The water that I used was just hot, not boiling, not straight from the stove, but that's still fine. I ended up having to leave my shampoo to soak for about 2 days before I came to strain everything and transfer it into bottles, but that's mainly because I didn't particularly have the time on my hands to transfer it sooner. So here I'm simply going to pour in the water that I need for my shampoo, and then I'm going to proceed to pour in my pieces of black soap into that water. Guys, I can't even say how much water I used for this soap. I didn't measure it this time around. I typically do because it enables me to keep track of the amount of soap that I use and the amount of ingredients that I'm going to need to use. But this one I kind of freestyled a bit with the quantity of ingredients. If you're just a beginner, you don't need to do that. You need to make sure all your ingredients are measured accurately. Now I'm going to go ahead and pour in my favorite hair growth oils into this mixture. I included Amla oil, some olive oil, and some eucalyptus oil coming right up. So these are the quantities that are included in the video, as you can see, and all of these hair growth oils are essential for conditioning your hair, for strengthening your hair, for keeping breakage reduced, for improving the moisture of your hair, and overall for making sure that your hair stays healthy. This is eucalyptus oil. The brand that I use is Silverbird. I purchased this in a pharmacy in Lagos, Nigeria, and it's pretty popular here in Nigeria. If you don't have eucalyptus oil, you can use peppermint oil. It works just as well. And afterwards, I'm going to go ahead and stir everything up and leave my black soap to melt and settle. It is about 2 days later. This is what the black soap is looking like. It has a nice brown color, and what is on top that you can see is the oil and the shea butter. So all you have to do is just stir everything up once more, and then it will be ready for transfer into bottles. Guys, I did mention earlier that this is the soap that I have used for years, ever since I discovered this black soap and I learned to make mine. I haven't really bought any name brand shampoos. I simply remake mine once it gets exhausted. So now I'm going to transfer my shampoo into bottles. You want to strain it first because it does have particles at the bottom due to the raw materials that were used in making the black soap. Now, some of the ingredients used in making African black soap, the raw one, include the ashes from leaves of plantain, coconut oil, shea butter, cocoa pod powder, and palm kernel oil. All of these ingredients are natural, and so African black soap on its own is extremely healthy to use and doesn't cause any negative side effects when used on your hair. I haven't heard anyone who has used African black soap that has had any negative side effects, but if you feel like you may react to any of these ingredients, you want to do a patch test as usual before you proceed to use it on your hair. And we're almost done with our shampoo preparation. Once it is transferred into bottles, it's ready to use. So go ahead and use this on your wash days just as you would use regular shampoos. And that's about it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you learned a thing or two. Kindly give this video a thumbs up. I mentioned that earlier. If you have any questions, do leave them in the comment section and I will answer as soon as I can. Everybody, thank you for watching this video. I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.